Hi everyone, Kelt here, bringing you my thoughts on the British royal family, and today I'll be talking about Meghan and the likelihood that she will be at the coronation. I've heard that the palace know that they will be there and are trying to keep the public in the dark regarding this, so as not to give people time to organise protests at the event, etc., and also to stop an uproar in the media. During the Queen's coronation, all the women were wearing white gowns and tiaras as tradition dictated. Meghan did not realise this until recently, and this has fuelled her desperation to be there even more. It would be her first and probably last chance to ever wear a tiara in a regal situation. I've heard also that she wants a tiara that is very similar to Camilla's, so it seems as though we have Tiara Gate all over again. There were demands from the palace that Harry and Meghan should RSVP and confirm their attendance at least a month before the coronation, but it's not happened. Harry's demands are not being met nor responded to, and the communication is practically non-existent. I've also heard that they will be strictly part of the crowd and that there is no way that they will even get close to the royals. They have their part to play in this movie, and they will be made to strictly adhere to their roles, so to speak. How they will enforce this, I don't know, but the person who told me emphasised that they will be very restricted and guided to where they need to be. I wonder if they are being given a role to play whereby they feel important and satisfied that they're going to be seen, but that it will be in reality something totally different, and they won't be on camera, so it won't catch the look of utter contempt and disappointment. It sounds like a very cunning plan, but I don't know quite how that will work. But the plan that the late Queen had regarding Frogmore was exquisite. How she led Meghan to believe that she was giving them Frogmore, and all the while Meghan was seeing in her mind, the palatial Frogmore house, the beautiful mansion where she had her wedding ceremony. The Queen cleverly omitted the word cottage, and it was for quite some time that Meghan believed that they would be in Frogmore House. The shock and horror at discovering it was a cottage, surrounded by graves and frogs, I wonder if she could possibly have contained her disappointment. Already, during those months where she really thought, or weeks maybe, where she thought it was Frogmore House, she was planning on how to decorate it and all the things she was going to do in each room. What a big letdown. I did have a fleeting thought that a good idea would be to set up a lookalike balcony on the opposite side of the palace so that Harry and Meghan would be led through and out onto an alternative balcony with a crowd throwing eggs maybe, and plenty of cameras as well. Other than that, I can't see them on any balcony. However, it has been in the back of my mind how Meghan has in the past managed to, and also Harry, to wriggle their way into places where they shouldn't be. For instance, when Charles was walking through with the other senior royals, including the Queen, to look at the display, Meghan and Harry were not meant to be there, but pushed their way into that room. Just like Meghan was not meant to be at the Trooping the Colour, and was, last minute, put into a carriage with Catherine and Camilla and Harry. And also the time when Meghan was trying to stand behind the Queen on the balcony and Princess Anne swiftly blocked the way, and she and Andrew closed ranks literally to protect the Queen and to stop Meghan from being in the photographs. This was all because Meghan knew that this was the closest that she would be in the photos, and it would look as though she had a close relationship with the Queen. Remember the times when Meghan would talk to no one when on the balcony and laugh at nothing and no one, just to appear on camera as if she was engaging with the other royals. And the worst one, I think, the fact that she, as a guest in William and Catherine's apartment, managed to slither her way into one of the royal children's bedrooms and take photos of them. I think they must know how devious she is now, and hopefully prepared for any eventuality. I just think that they could accidentally wander into an area where they're not supposed to be and push their way onto the balcony. I really hope not. I just know that unless everybody has been given the plan on what will happen with Harry and Meghan, you could get them acting as if, oh no, this has been approved, we're okay going here or there, and somebody could accidentally let them through. I hope that security is really tight there, as the royals need it from Harry and Meghan, not from anyone else. And I wonder if Meghan will wear a long white gown and a tiara just in case she gets close to the other royals. If she and Harry are, as I've been told, going to be kept well away from the others and totally separate and actually be part of the public, then she will stick out like a sore thumb. Also he will. Imagine if the palace tells them to come in full regalia, Harry in all his military uniform and medals, and Meghan in a long white dress with a tiara, and then they have to stand with the crowd. That would be incredible. I've heard from yet another source today that Meghan is extremely keen to come to the coronation purely because it could be an opportunity for her to wear a tiara, as I said. Harry has appeared in the UK now, attending the High Court over his case against phone tapping, to do with the violation of his privacy, no less. Some of the headlines are having a field day over this, with Piers Morgan stating words to the effect that Harry has exposed the privacy of the royal family and his friends, and yet flies all the way to the UK to attend court, High Court, over his own privacy being broken by the newspapers. He is looking pretty smug in these photos. Let's see how he is after the case. Let's also see if he'll be allowed back into the US, as there are rumours that he could be prevented from re-entering due to his admitted drug use. Viewers have been asking how Harry obtained his visa in the first place. Well, I can tell you why. Harry was granted a 01 visa, or 01 visa, which is given to people with extraordinary ability. Yes, that's right. And whatever extraordinary ability Harry has, maybe it's just trying to sue people, he was granted this visa. And this type of visa can last for up to a year and be extended if needed. So whatever his extraordinary ability was, I think they somehow tied in the fact that due to being a prince of the realm, that he had something to offer, some extraordinary magical qualities through being a British royal. As I said before, it was told to me that he was there in an ambassadorial type role. It is coming to light that Meghan was not the actress that she tried to portray herself to be. Even the figures of her earnings were exaggerated significantly by her PR, and I believe that even Harry was taken in at the very start. Obviously, she claimed to be a millionaire or multimillionaire, self-made, but she was nowhere near that. Apparently, she didn't even have $1 million. She didn't even own a house. Suits was only a cable show, and I understand that she was being written out of it long before she even met Harry, so he had nothing to do with that change of lifestyle. She did not give up her acting career to become a royal. They were getting rid of her anyway. They had had enough of her, and marrying Harry just helped it along a little quicker. So she's conned a lot of people, but Hollywood have had enough of her, and they know that she was never going to make it big, ever. It was said that because she annoyed Jennifer Aniston so much with her diva-like attitude, that Jennifer's influence within Hollywood ensured that Meghan would never be hired there. King Charles knows that if they come to the coronation, despite being contained, if you like, by minders and relegated to the sidelines, and the likelihood that they would find some way to get the cameras on them or create some sort of chaos that would contribute to ruining the smooth running of that day, the alternative of them not coming would likely mean that Archie's birthday pictures and maybe even a live video of Archie and the celebrations of his birthday will be shown on that day, guaranteed. And that in itself would really ruin King Charles's most important day of his life. And we know that is the sort of thing that they do. They will get the cameras on themselves, no matter what, whether they're there. If they're there and they're in the crowds, you can guarantee they'll do something to get the cameras on themselves, just as they did at the walkabout after the Queen's death, and they were not supposed to be there. And it was said that Meghan had been drinking, smelt strongly of alcohol, and yet they managed to make sure that they were there that day, and then it had to be quickly turned around so that it was Prince William actually inviting them. And then they took control of the situation, and then it was Catherine doing her amazing bit of making sure that Meghan kept her distance, that she was in control, not Meghan. It was a very swift turnaround, very professionally done, but very necessary. And I think that they obviously realise how those two are and how they can twist things and change the agenda to suit themselves. But they're not letting it happen. It's said that they're prepared for every eventuality for this day, but I still wonder, Meghan must be very torn right now, because she knows that she could really ruin it for Charles's coronation by throwing an elaborate birthday party for Archie and making sure there's a live video of it, but also making it all about Archie's grandfather, the king, being currently crowned on the same day, and the sadness that Archie could not be there to support his grandfather. You know the sort of thing that she's capable of. I could imagine her having a birthday party for Archie in Montecito in the garden, whereby it also includes a coronation celebration as well, maybe inviting the neighbours, so maybe even the whole of Montecito. Then there is the alternative, whereby Meghan's hunger for wearing a tiara, I think, overrides everything else, and she will have one for sure on that day, wherever she is, whether she's celebrating Archie's birthday in Montecito, or if she's relegated to the crowds in London, or if she is by some miracle on the balcony, if she manages to manipulate her way onto that balcony. I don't believe we will know anything for sure until the actual morning of that day. Let me have your thoughts on this, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.